Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another video. And today we're actually starting I guess we're going to call it an overview series of my current save file. If you guys did not see back, I think it was the first video I posted in 2022. Yay, starting off so strong. I posted a video announcing that I did complete the very first version of my save file. It is the MSR Save version 1.0, and I am so proud of what I have thus far, and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of do a world by world overview. That way you guys could get a little bit of a closer look at the families, what I've completed thus far, and what I still have outstanding for maybe the next version. So to kick things off, we're going to review the original lots that I've already put into Willow Creek, and then we're going to basically just point out where all of the EA lots are. Now there are 4 starter homes in Willow Creek, which I think is the maximum amount of starter homes that I've put in any world. I don't know why. I think it's because there were just so many starter homes in Willow Creek to begin with. There's also a fair amount in Oasis Springs, but there are 4 starter homes, and they are 4 Foundry Cove, 6 Foundry Cove, 8 Foundry Cove, and 12 Courtyard Lane. Now, I named the streets based off of the neighborhoods that these starter homes were in. So we have Foundry Cove and we also have Courtyard Lane. But I thought it was just kind of nice because Willow Creek is definitely the world that I gravitate towards a lot, especially when I'm just doing run-of-the-mill family gameplay. I just love Willow Creek. It was, of course, one of the very first worlds that we got with the Sims 4 base game. So it was really fun to just spend a lot of time here. And I tried to maintain the shotgun style homes in Willow Creek because that's what a lot of these look like. Like, these are all renovations. All the starter homes are renovations. They were not built from scratch. I want to say even the BFF household was actually more of a renovation than it was a rebuild too. So that's a little bit different. Not every single world has renovations, but Willow Creek definitely does because I just really loved the style. Now there are 16 original lots in Willow Creek, and these include the renovated starter homes and the other things over here, as well as the community lots that I have down the strip, the park, and then there are a few larger homes. Now I did renovate the Goth's house, or I built the Goths a brand new home, I think years ago on the channel, but looking back on it, I was not a fan. It is not what I want in my save file, so I can't wait to make them a new home because they are one of the most iconic families in the Sims franchise and one of my favorites. Now in Willow Creek, there are only 3 original lots that I have left for right now. So the very first version does include these original EA lots, which is the Umbrage just makes me think of that witch. The Umbrage Manor, Park Shore, as well as the Spencer Kim Lewis household. Now, as a reminder, all of the townies that came with The Sims 4, like in every single world, especially Willow Creek, all of the townies have been maintained, but they have all been given makeovers. So you can see the BFF households had a makeover, the Pancakes, of course the Goths, and the Spencer Kim Lewis household. But there are some new original families in Willow Creek, including the Garrisons, the Knox family, and the McMahon. I can't even pronounce the name that I gave this family. I'm going to say the McMahon. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Please, if I am incorrect, let me know, but that is how I've been pronouncing it the whole time, and I even made this family, so that's super embarrassing. As for the community lots, we do have a vet clinic over here in the Courtyard Lane neighborhood. It is the Great Gatsby Vet Clinic, which is of course a play off of The Great Gatsby, one of my favorite books of all time. Thought it was funny, thought it was creative. Now it almost feels embarrassing. But I do really like it. We also have the Willow Creek Archive, which is an original EA lot that I did renovate, along with Movers and Shakers, the gym, which I added a yoga studio, and I think that's it. I think I just added a yoga studio here. So there's at least 2 different forms of fitness and wellness that you could take part in here. And then we also renovated the Blue Velvet Lounge. I think it was technically a nightclub before, or was it a lounge before? I can't remember. I don't really know what the differences are between the nightclub and the lounge. I haven't looked at it. I don't build these kinds of community lots often, so we're gonna have to take a look at that too. And then I built the Auto and Aerospace Museum from scratch. This was actually one of my very, very early builds after my trip to DC, because I'd never been to Washington, DC before. I will put a little card up in the corner of the screen now, if I remember, so you guys can check out the Auto and Aerospace Museum. And there hopefully I'll remember to do this as I'm talking through this. If any of these builds, when we go to visit them and take a closer look, I will try to link the video that is associated with it so you guys can check it out. Now, I do not have any videos for the Willow Creek Central Park here or these EA renovations. I did them all off camera, but we will definitely go take a look at them. So I think the first thing that we will do is actually go and check out a few of these starter homes. It will be very, very brief considering the starter homes don't contain very much. And then we will go around, visit some of the families and check out some of the community lots. Here we are in Foundry Cove. I believe we're at 8 Foundry Cove, and it is the beautiful morning light that is spilling down the street. This is one of the 3 starter homes that are in this neighborhood. Again, just a renovation of the original EA lot. I just tried to make it a little bit more colorful, a little bit more fun and appealing. I wanted it to have a little bit more curb appeal. And you can see that in my starter homes, I basically included everything you needed to be able to kick off your Sims life. So you can see here that we have at least 1 full bathroom. We have all of the necessary kitchen appliances. I even added a fireplace. Now this starter home, because they're all different starting prices, this is just over 16,000 simoleons, which means that if you move in with a single Sim, you'll have a few thousand simoleons to spare, which means you can get a bed, you can maybe get a cheap TV and a couch, you could even delete that fireplace just to get a few extra simoleons, which if I actually do that now, yeah, look at that. It's almost 2,000 simoleons for that fireplace. So you could actually get some money back if you wanted to. And I just loved making the starter homes. One, they were kind of simple. I actually had a lot of fun renovating the EA lots because it's not something that I do very often. And if you're wondering what the kind of trick is that I use, it's not even really a trick, but I use debug landscaping objects. That way it will not raise the price of the actual home for you, and it will still look absolutely beautiful. That didn't sound very humble, but it'll look so much nicer. You can also tell that there might be a few extra decorations on the street. Now, this is something I'm hoping to do in future versions in tons of different neighborhoods across all of the worlds, but I used the tool mod to add some more flower boxes. We have these here, like the power lines as well. We also have a few signs. There's more cars on the street. There's just so many little details that I wanted to add, including these picnic tables over here. I think Ocean Sims, sweet baby, I think she pointed these out in her overview of my save file as well. So there are some picnic tables over there for your Sims to enjoy a nice picnic. And there's also that stump over there, which I believe, did I include, is that, I can't remember if that's the one where the wild rabbits from Cottage Living will come out, but I want to include things like that around the world as well because I just think it'll be so much nicer. I also, you could barely see it, we might have to load into the BFF household. We might have to load into the BFF household to be able to see a little bit closer, but I did add a swing set over here in this community garden, and I added just a couple more trees to fill in this neighborhood. But this is something, the detail that I want to add to other worlds and other neighborhoods as well. Something else I wanted to point out about most of my starters, now I have to quadruple check to make sure I did this for all of them, but I did add the Penny Pixies lot trait because Sims will often find loose change around the place. It's like there's a secret money fairy or something. So if you're jumping into a starter home, you might actually just get a couple extra simoleons every now and then with this lot trait to give you just a little bit of a boost. Now we are going to head over to some of the custom families that I have in Courtyard Lane. I will leave you guys to explore the BFF household if that is something that you wish to do. But we'll head over and we're going to check out the Knox family. Here we are at the Knox family home. So I want to introduce you guys to this family because they are probably one of the earliest families that I created for my save, but I absolutely love them. Oh gosh, we also have a Sim that's very late for work. Whoops. Oops. We're going to open up the family tree here. So if it looks a little bit transparent, please just disregard. It is because of my reshade. I know it could be difficult to see, but I will explain everything. So we have B. Knox. So the last name is Knox. This is the Knox family. And B is married to Ophelia. They actually met in college, and they knew the second that they met that they were going to be together forever. And the second they decided to start their own family, they each carried one of their daughters, Piper and Naomi. So I believe the way that the genetics panned out, I believe that B is the mother of Piper, biological mother of Piper. And then Naomi is the biological daughter of Ophelia. But of course they're married, and these are both their daughters, and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. We actually have Naomi over here. I think she just got home from school. I think she got home from school a little while ago. I don't know why she's standing out here, but this is their home. I believe I do have a video on this one, and it was titled A Simple Family Home. Super original. I will try to link it up on the right hand side of the screen if you guys want to check it out. But I'll give you a little bit of a tour of their house, and we'll say hi to our little family here. So it looks like Ophelia is actually just about to use the computer. I think B is the one that's late for work. She is. Piper is watching TV. Okay, so this is their little living room here. It's very, very cute, kind of small, kind of long, but I enjoy it. And then, oh gosh, everyone just left their salad over here. Jeez, okay. But this is their little house. They have laundry in their downstairs bathroom here. There's kind of like a little closet, back entryway, nook thing with a bookcase. I don't know. They have this really cute backyard. They have an outdoor dining space. They've got a spare bike. They've got some things growing in their garden right now. Oh, cute. Sweet babies. And then there's also a swing set for the girls. And we've got a flower arranging station outside, a chess table. I mean, there's just tons of activities, which is something I try to do in most of my builds. And then when we go up here, this is B and Ophelia's room. This is their master bedroom. And then we also have a salad here on the ground. Like, what are y'all doing? But we have a bookcase and kind of like a little study / kids nook here with the creativity table. But this is the girls' room, and I recall when I built this, the wallpaper color I described as puke green, which I feel is very, very fitting. But they're a little bit messy. The girls aren't the cleanest, you know, it's okay. Piper's got the top bunk and Naomi's got the bottom bunk. One of them is very much into creativity and the arts. The other is very much into science. In fact, I believe that Naomi here is our artistic prodigy. And then yep, Piper is our whiz kid. So she is very much into using the chemistry station. And then Naomi here is the one that likes to draw a bunch of pictures. So this is kind of her little station. Oh no! That's unfortunate. So Ophelia despises the decor in her house, which is unfortunate. Now, when I dedicated the likes and dislikes, when I actually decided those for all of the Sims that I created, I didn't give them any preferences on decor. I was going to allow those to develop on their own if you guys decided to play in my save. However, it could be a little bit conflicting considering that she hates the way that her house is styled. That is the Knox family. Now I realize I just went into a ton of detail about this family. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that with every family that I'm going to show you guys in Willow Creek, but just to give you a feel of how much thought I tried to put into the Sims, they all have designated likes and dislikes. They all have household relationships for now, and I'm hoping that in a future version, I will be able to do clubs and kind of like relationships across multiple worlds and different households. I love how I've decided that it's basically going to be nighttime as I review this save file because I took out UI cheats and I can't make it daytime, so we're going to be reviewing this at night. Which I guess is okay. Now, this is the Garrison family. I think I actually have a speed build of this home as well. It is the Dream Family home. I will link that up in the top right-hand side of the screen as well if you want to check it out. But this is a big family, so we're not going to go through everyone's likes and dislikes here, but we do have mom and dad. We have Heidi Garrison, and she is married to Matthias. Now, I could absolutely be mispronouncing the name that I gave him, but that's how I've been pronouncing it. If there are other pronunciations, let me know. Now, what I wanted to do with this family is I wanted Matthias, I wanted his background. I believe that he has Native American roots, and I wanted to reflect that in the children's names. I wanted this to be something that he passed down. I wanted them to be very much in touch with their culture and their ancestors and their traditions and everything else. So they have 3 children. They have Enola Garrison, who is their daughter. She is in high school. And then they have the 2 boys, Enzo and Delson. Now, I'm going to put the meanings of their names. Hopefully, I recall to do this, the meanings of their names on screen. And I just wanted to bring a little bit of that culture and reflect that in the Sims that I was creating. Now, the Garrisons also have 2 dogs. They have Oscar. Where's Oscar? There he is. Isn't he cute? I love Oscar. They have Oscar, and then they also have Leah over here, Leah Garrison. And these are their 2 babies. Now, some members of the family have better relationships with either dog compared to the other. If that makes any sense. The dogs kind of have their favorites. They definitely play favorites. But this is their house. They have this really nice living room here. It looks like Enzo is very much enjoying watching, I think, like tween TV or something. I'm not really sure. This is also the dining room over here. They have a nice bathroom. We've got the dog bowls over here in the kitchen. And then they have this beautiful backyard, which I really, really liked. There's a lot of space for you guys to kind of customize things if you wanted to. We've got a swing set for the kids, an outdoor dining space, some gardening plots, and there's a little thing of dog toys over here. Because of course the dogs need some entertainment as well. And when we go upstairs, looks, we found like another member of the family. We found Delson over here. He's playing chess. This is mom and dad's room. Very, very plainly decorated. I think very, very soft and comforting. Now this, where's our girl, Enola? Oh, she's outside with her parents. Okay, so this is Enola's room. Now I built this when we first got the bunk beds. Let me actually turn on the lights in here so you guys can see what's going on. Here we go. We're gonna turn on just all the lights for now. We'll just do all of them. So this is Enola's room, and I built this when we first got the bunk beds, which means that we didn't have the extended functionality of putting other objects underneath here unless they were squished off to the left-hand side. So you guys definitely have flexibility there. If you wanted to add like a dresser instead of this one over here, if you wanted to add a full desk, you can do whatever the heck you want. But I love her room. I loved going with the purple and black color scheme with some touches of blue. I thought it was really a little bit different from what I typically see. And now Enola has a ton of different interests, but let's just say that she's very excited about the fact that she doesn't have to share a room with her brothers. She's very grateful that she got her own room. And this is actually the boys' room over here. So they do have bunk beds. It's a very blue, bright room. I absolutely love it. And I really liked what I was able to do over here with kind of this built-in desk. Now, this is basically a laptop on top of a desk that I shrunk down and then covered with these little poofs. You can see them underneath the chairs. And then I just used these shelving units here to be able to build kind of like a faux built-in desk. I thought it was really, really cool. They're totally usable, so the boys can do their homework on the computer. And Enola's got her own computer, thank goodness. And then they have this full bathroom upstairs. So I grabbed Bob Pancakes to show you guys this strip of community lots here. Now, these were all, like I mentioned, EA renovations, so I did not build these from scratch. But I brought Bob over here to the Willow Creek archive. Now, like I mentioned earlier as well, there are no videos of me renovating these lots. I just did them off camera. I did them all in a week. I was on a freaking roll and I was so excited and happy with the outcome. So you can see here that the library has definitely gotten an upgrade. There are tons of chess tables everywhere, like literally everywhere. You could practice all of the chess upstairs or downstairs. It does not matter. And let me take you to the very first floor. So I made the staircase absolutely huge. It's actually kind of unnecessary. I'm so sorry. And this is where the librarian would likely be when you kind of walk in. We have tons of bookshelves. I added these little stools thinking that they would be great for supposedly shorter Sims, theoretically shorter Sims to be able to reach the top shelves. Now, of course, there's no real height differences with adults or teens and things, but whatever. It's just a little detail. Now, over here, we do have a couple of desks and some books. Like, what are you all doing? Bob, please put these away, you sweet angel. We have some books on the ground, but we have a few empty desks for kids to kind of like do their homework or Sims to read at if they wanted to. We have a couple of computers, and we have one research machine, like one archive machine over here. And that was really important thinking about the addition of Discover University. I wanted to make sure that Sims could conduct research and do that kind of fun stuff. We also have 2 bathrooms here with toddler potties. Yes, with toddler potties, because the original lot, of course, was before we had toddlers. And then over here, this is kind of the kids section. So in theory, I was hoping that the kids would kind of gravitate towards this area because there's a dollhouse, which surprisingly isn't broken because Sims always come here and break it. We have the little block table, we have a little toy chest, and there's 2 desks for them to do homework, as well as some more brightly colored kid bookshelves. It doesn't really matter. They could, of course, read from any bookshelf that they'd like. And if we go upstairs, Bob, thank you for picking up those books. You're an angel. If we go upstairs, I did try to keep the layout pretty much consistent to what it was prior. So we have this big open area, but there's tons more bookshelves over here, a lot more books for Bob to put away, a few more computers, a few more empty desks. We have a few chess tables in here as well. And then there's just kind of like this little seating area right at the top. I thought it was so much more open and colorful, and I just really liked it. It feels much more alive to me than the original lot did. And then of course, like I mentioned, all of the chess tables. And there's a few easels here too, kind of on the back, because I believe, I don't remember if we needed those for a library lot, but I wanted to maintain that. There's also a few outside tables back here with a few candles. Looks like I forgot a candle there. Note to self, put a candle on that table. And this is really just for kind of hanging out because there's no cafe aspect to this. There's no place to get food except for this little stall here. So you could run over to the stall and then just go take a seat at one of these umbrella tables in the back. And I thought that was kind of a nice idea. It's also right near the skating rink that pops up seasonally if you have seasons. So I really liked this lot. I thought it was definitely a nicer place for your Sims to read and get some studying done. Next up, we have the Movers and Shakers gym. Now, this EA lot was originally just a gym, but let me kind of show you around here. Now, every gym I have ever been to in my entire life has a little like desk at the front where they might sell different products like protein powders, or where you can buy your gym membership. Maybe you could pay for certain classes. So I wanted there to be kind of like this faux little entry way here with this faux desk. Now, of course, no one's going to man this and you don't have to pay for anything like a gym membership, but it was just a realistic detail I thought would be kind of nice. And then here's the actual gym. This is where the cardio and part of the weightlifting is. Oh gosh, it looks like Supriya Delgado's our gym trainer, and I thought she was about to fall. She was just getting all empowered. Anyway, so this is where the treadmills and some of the weightlifting machines are. Now over here, I will have to link the person that created these because it was not me. I just thought it was so creative. It's a little like weight storage thing. So this is where the free weights are. I'm going to put the person's gallery ID on the screen. I want to make sure that I find it again and credit them appropriately because it was so creative. I thought it was such a cute idea and cute addition to this. There's also a soccer ball over there, so your Sims could potentially go ahead and use that. And this is where the boxing area is, so your Sims can box here. There's really nothing going on here. It's just another entry area with a few lockers for them to change. Then again, there is a changing room upstairs, so whatever. So then when you go upstairs, there is a little seating area with a few magazine racks, and here is actually, oh my gosh. Apparently Knox, the Eco Master, is also the yoga teacher. Whatever, it's fine. This is the yoga studio. So since there is a yoga teacher on the lot, you can go ahead and request oh, I guess he's not the yoga instructor. Anyway, it should work perfectly fine when you get it. I know it can be wonky, but technically, if there's a yoga instructor here, you can request that there is going to be a yoga class. So you could join the yoga class. You could lead one yourself if your Sim wanted to, or you can actually request a yoga instructor, which is nice. So since we got that update with Spa Day, that is a cool functionality, but I thought it was such a zen place. I love these little cubbies over here. I wanted the shoe decorations to show that it's shoes off when you come into yoga, you know? We also have a few vending machines. We have the Simsy capsule machine for really just funsies. Then we have hot and cold vending machines here too from Snowy Escape. Thought that was really nice for your Sims to be able to get a quick snack. And then we have the shower and bathroom area, kind of like the locker room. One oversight here is the fact that if your Sims are showering, they're basically showering in the open with everyone else. Now, some of them might get embarrassed, some of them might not. I didn't think about it that much when I did it, but it's definitely a thought now. So definitely just keep that in mind. We also have numerous bathroom stalls over here, which is perfect. And when you go outside, there is actually a pool over on this side with the gym. And then on the side of the yoga studio here, or of the bathrooms, there is just like half a basketball court. I just wanted to try to get a bunch of different activities in here that would help your Sims with their fitness, but also allow them to kind of like relax and take part in some wellness activities too. And then we have the Blue Velvet, which is technically a nightclub. I did not look up what the difference was with a nightclub or a lounge yet, but I will do that. But this is it. This is inside my little renovation here. I've got a dance floor. I have a piano and a microphone for your Sims to be able to perform, as well as a karaoke machine. So you might be able to run this as a karaoke lounge. I don't really know. We do have a speaker here. Now, I was just using it as decoration, but it will play music. It is a stereo from Discovery University. So that's kind of fun. You could have two different genres of music playing at the same time, which is a little bit much, but it's okay. We also have these very fancy curtains and chairs from Base Game. I just thought that they fit. This seemed like more of an upscale nightclub or lounge, so I decided to use those. And here, I of course kept the original layout. If you go through here, here's the bar area with tons of drinks ready for us. Thank you so much, Fabian Guthrie. Thank you so much for all of these. But yeah, here's the little bar area. I tried to use these blue cushioned ones instead to kind of complement the yellow that I used throughout the rest of it. We also have, is that billiards technically? Darts. It's darts. Billiards is pool, isn't it? Okay, it's fine. And then up here, again, maintaining the entire look of the EA original build. I added this huge chandelier that I probably would never use in anything else ever. Because it's just giant, like it's unnecessary. It's so big. I think I even sized it up, which was just a ridiculous idea by me, but it's fine. And then we also have the Pong table over here, just trying to add a few more activities for your Sims. We have a chess table, and of course the bathrooms are back here. There are a few tables out here on this top deck, but nothing really activity-wise over there. And now in the back, there are just a couple more tables, and that's it. That's it. There's really just a couple more tables. There is a Don't Wake the Llama game out here on this back porch, and I just really liked it. Now, I thought this build kind of looked like Christmas when I renovated it because it's basically green and red, but it was very complimentary and I really liked it, so I kind of just went with it. But I would be interested to hear what you guys think because I was getting Christmas vibes and it's not really my thing. And I really just wanted the trim and the entire style to match what I had done with the library. I got rid of any of the bigger roof pieces. I wanted everything to just be flat because I just saw that a lot in the Louisiana architecture that I was looking up, and I really just wanted this to be, I think this is technically Crawdad Quarter, and I know that Willow Creek was modeled after Louisiana and New Orleans, so I wanted it to really emulate that. And there's plenty of seating like outside, and right next door is actually going to be our final stop. I actually lied. This isn't our final stop. I'll go to the park as well just because it's a big original lot, but this was one of my very, very early builds. This is the Auto and Aerospace Museum. Again, when I went to DC, and I went to all of the museums, at least like an eighth of them. There's so many in Washington, DC, but I was really inspired by the Aerospace Museum that I went to, so I decided to try to build a museum here. Now, when you go inside, look at it. Look at it. These are just like decorative airplanes and those cloud lights that I put in kids' rooms all the time. I use debug heavily here to pull out just tons of signs and the debug cars and just all those fun things like the traffic lights and everything to try to show like the history of automobiles. And there are even 2 rockets that you could build. I mean, it's 1,000 simoleons. It's kind of a lot, but you can actually go ahead and bring your sim here to work on their rocket science skill, which I thought was kind of fun. That is also why I ended up making this 2 stories, but having it all be pretty open because I figured the rocket ship would just poke through the ceiling. It might be a little much. And now something that I do actually have to remedy is all of these little trinkets and things that I put here. Oh gosh, if you can actually see, hold on. There we go. All of these things, I did set them for sale at one point, but since I use move objects, your Sims can't reach them. So I was trying to make them like souvenirs from the museum that you could go ahead and take home. I might have to kind of revamp this area a little bit to make that a reality because there is a cash register over here. Like that was the thought. And now I can't recall, I was gonna say we could go into build mode, but I'm not gonna type in the cheat. I have to check if I actually listed this as a museum or if I listed it as a retail lot. I think it's technically a museum because that retail functionality wasn't there at that time, but I'm definitely going to explore that a little bit more. So for the next version, this could be a little souvenir shop, which I think would be really cute. And now you might be wondering, where the heck are the bathrooms? Well, I would say fantastic question. I forgot about them as I was building them. So they're outside. They're outside, don't worry, they have roofs, like they're inside rooms, but the bathrooms are outside. And I kind of just figured since all of these spaces were so open with one another, it wasn't going to be difficult to find a bathroom somewhere. And I said that to myself, and then I looked around, I'm like, oh my gosh, like the one place there aren't public restrooms somewhere. So I built them outside, which is a little embarrassing, but it is what it is. You also have access to these tables out here and some grilling areas, which is very, very nice, as well as some fishing spots. You know, I kept saying that each one was the last one. I was thinking the park was going to be the last stop. It's not. I want to show you guys the vet clinic as well, but you can tell I'm really prepared for this. So this is Willow Creek Central Park. I adored this park. This was actually if you guys have been around for a while, I did release a Willow Creek save file because my original thought for a save file was to do it world by world. That wasn't working for me. So I just kind of put everything together that I could and released what I just released. Anyway, so this was part of that very first Willow Creek save file, and it was one of my favorite builds ever. There's a public restroom. I did remember that. There's a little toddler area, so the toddlers actually have a specific place to play. Now, I didn't put the giant toddler structure because it was just way too big in my opinion, but they do have a few different activities to use over here. Thankfully, the dollhouse, again, is not broken because Sims do that. There are murals lining every single way in and out of this park, so your Sims can work on their creativity and painting skill. There's a picnic area with a few grills and, of course, tons of trash cans because we know that Sims are going to leave stuff everywhere. We also have some chess tables and card tables, so your Sims could play Don't Wake the Llama or Sabak. I think, is that the one from Journey to Batu? They can play cards. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's also a pond. Now, this was, of course, before we got the pond tool, but there is a debug pond here that works perfectly. Your Sims can go fishing here. There's also these little stock tables, so you could have your Sims bring their paintings here and they could sell them. They could even create paintings right on the spot and then stock these up. They could also hire a vendor. It is 100 simoleons, but the thought was that your Sims could get like fresh produce and stuff. And there is an instructor's yoga mat over here, so you could request a yoga instructor. Again, you could lead a yoga class if you wanted to in the park. I thought that was cool. We have the horseshoe game over here, and then this is kind of the kids area. There is another sandbox, the monkey bars, the swings, and I did include the jungle gym here because I couldn't not include it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, there's this giant fountain. Now, when I made this, I called this out. I noticed that since I sized it up, the water like kind of doesn't fill the whole thing, but I don't know. It seemed like a good centerpiece and it's kind of dripping. Maybe it's just a little broken. Like, it's okay. And there's also access, of course, to tons of things around here. You have some seating over there by the river, and you also have the skating that is seasonal and the other like seasonal little food stall over here. So there's plenty of things for your Sims to kind of check out in this general area. And I just wanted there to be so many activities for your Sims and things for all ages. I didn't want it to just be for adults or just for kids. I was hoping that everyone could find an activity here. Last but not least, we do have the Great Gatsby Vet Clinic. This was, again, one of my very, very early builds, but I oddly still really like it. So when you walk in here, oh no, Jai is here with Opie. Oh no, they're from San Myshuno. Oh, that stinks. Anyway, so this is the little entrance area. This is where you check in and everything. Of course, technically you have to use this machine to check in with your pets. There's tons of food bowls and some toys so that the pets don't get bored. Now, this is the kind of like main vet office. Again, it doesn't really serve a purpose per se, but this does. I think this is where they can craft medicine. I can't recall. We also have a few different exam rooms. We've got Wiki Ka'ana'ana. I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but we have a few exam rooms. There's one there, there's one over here. We have a bathroom as well for patrons. And then this is where the surgery can take place, whether that is a corrective surgery for any kind of ailment, or if you were getting a pet spayed or neutered. And then back here, we just have the dog or pet training. I don't remember if cats can be trained too, but I think this is the pet training like obstacle course. So you can actually come here anytime you'd like, even if your Sims pets are not sick, and you could use this equipment if you wanted to up their pet training skill, which I thought was kind of a nice idea. And it's actually right across. Hi, Bob. I see you. This is the Pancakes household. So this is where Bob lives with Eliza. As you can see, it's very pink and trying to be a very grand house, but it's not. Eliza's just using all of his money. We're just going to put that out there. And this is just another one of the family homes, which I don't think we're going to go into, but this is where the McMahon family lives. It is just a very cute little family home for them. And then there's the Knox family. So that is pretty much it. I'm going to take you guys to the home screen and just point out a few more things, and then we'll wrap this up. before I leave you guys, I did want to point out just one more lot because I completely overlooked it. This is the Oakenstead Estate. This is a build that I did a little over a year ago, maybe more. Again, I will link it in the top right hand side of the screen if you guys want to watch the speed build. It is a huge 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom home, and in my original Willow Creek save file there was a family living here, but I decided to actually just leave it as a giant home for you. If you wanted your Sims to strive for a luxurious mansion at some point, there would be one available. That way you can purchase it either completely empty, or you can purchase a furnished version and customize it to your heart's desire. But that is pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys an overview of Willow Creek. Next, I will be jumping into Oasis Springs, hopefully next week, and I'll just continue doing this for each world so you guys can get a closer look at my save file and decide whether or not it's something that you might want to explore with your own Sims. But thank you guys so much for your support on this save, by the way. Your comments have genuinely warmed my heart. I am just so ecstatic that so many people have found it engaging. Someone said that it was breathing new life into the game, like they wanted to play again, and that is probably one of the greatest compliments anyone can receive, because I just love this game and I was so proud of it. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all of your kind words, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!